Hi, I'm Lou. Welcome to Beauty for Ashes. I hope you've been watching some of the videos about what God isn't, because we're looking at the subject of does God exist? And I think the fact is that God does exist in a lot of people's lives as a parody. They think they know what God is and they reject him on that basis, which is really sad. But this is a series of videos that we're going to talk about God existing. And obviously, I'm not coming at this from a scientific point of view. It's a very, very big question. I think that I'm going to approach this in does God exist for me? And I work as a counsellor. I worked for 35 years, and I often do get people who come from a faith background, and they kind of they have a kind of a preset that we're talking about something that they know is there. But in this modern generation, that preset often isn't there. Certainly when I was growing up, it was about whether God was relevant or whether God was boring. Most people would have ticked a box to say that they were a Church of England or something. Now a lot of people won't tick a box at all. They will say that they have no religion. And so I'm asked a question in my counselling room about God, and I know that I have to start from a really long way back and try and think of something that is relevant to them. And what I usually come up with is the concept of love. It is relevant from a Christian point of view because God made this statement, God is love. And the thing is about love is that it isn't something that you can quantify or distill, put into a test tube and bring it along and say, this is love. You know that love is there through evidence. It is evidenced that we are in love. And there's a lot of evidence about love. When I fell in love with my first husband, I was doing things that I wouldn't normally do. I was so in love with him and you get this, in the first flush of love, you'll go to football matches, golf matches, watch snooker, watch cricket, all these things that really you don't like. But just for the joy of being with the person you love, you'll go and you'll make it your enjoyment. When people get married, they share possessions, things that they probably would never do before they fell in love, but suddenly everything they have they share with the person they fall in love with. So love can be seen in great evidence. It's a very real thing. It has a huge, huge impact on people's lives. So what I say to people is take this analogy of love. And interestingly, if you know the Bible, God chose to reveal himself with two very powerful images, and both of those are to do with love. The first one is to do with a parent and a child, but the second one is to do with a couple in the marriage point of love, which is usually the bit where love is at its most fervent. And these were the two images that God chose to reveal himself. And actually, if you look at where love is, that is the two places you find it in its most intensive. You find it between someone who's fallen in love and the intensity of that love, and you find that same ferocious love when a mother loves a child or where a father loves a child. And I know when I had my babies, particularly when they were little, that I would do anything to protect them. That love is so, so strong. So what I usually say to people is find the place where you feel most loved. And there's three things that they choose at that point. They may remember the love that they feel for the person that they married, or maybe someone that they're in love with at this present moment. Or maybe they will remember the love that they had from their own parents. Sadly, some people don't have that, but they have children and they will remember the love they have for their own children. Or if sadly you don't know any of those loves, then I can tell you for you that Christianity would be very, very good news, because it is all about loving relationships, loving God, loving each other and loving yourself. So what I say to them, find that thing that most typifies love to you, and that is your God bringer. That is a small example, a very small taste of the profound love that the Bible says God has for his world. And so though we may know nothing really about the text of the Bible or what religion. It's all about, most of us know about love. And so just invite you just for a minute to just think about who that might be. And I put it to you that that is the place where you begin to understand what the love of God is all about. It was an image, it was a symbol that he chose, because it is true, only 1,000 times more true, that the God of the universe will love better than we do. So God is love. Bye-bye. I hope you'll listen to some more of these videos. Take care.